I just upgraded my garage door opener to Wi-Fi, so now I can check the status and even open and close it using my phone, and it was very inexpensive. So stick around, I'll show you the system I got and also how easy it was to do the installation. Okay, just a little background info before we get started. Last year at a different property, I had a garage door opener go kaput, and so I replaced the whole thing with a Wi-Fi enabled garage door opener. This one here, at a different location though, is still functional, so I don't want to replace the whole thing just to get the Wi-Fi. So that's why I'm adding this, which takes your regular old dumb garage door opener and makes it smart. Out of the box, there's really not much to it. It includes a wall unit, or hub as they call it, with the AC adapter, the door sensor, which attaches to the door so it can tell if it's horizontal or vertical, thus open or closed. This huge warning sticker you're supposed to put somewhere where you can see it, and so I can totally see me throwing it in the trash. And the short instruction sheet, which doesn't really instruct you to do anything except download the MyQ app to your phone, which in turn guides you through the install and setup. The app is pretty slick, as it not only guides you through the install by providing instructions for mounting the components, but also automatically configures the system where needed, such as linking your Wi-Fi router and binding the hub to your garage door opener. I already had the app installed because, as stated earlier, I have a MyQ opener at another property, but I'm interested to see how this works with multiple units. Now, it's not unusual for a home to have 2 or maybe even 3 garage doors, so I'm sure the app is equipped to handle that. But the 2 units I have are in different locations on different networks, so hopefully that doesn't throw a wrench in my program. So after launching the app, and this one is showing the current unit that I already have, I just press plus to add a new device, and then it gives me the options to select the device that I'm adding. This next screen is just a checklist to be sure I have everything I need before proceeding, and the top checkbox is, do I have a garage door opener? Yes, I have a garage door opener. And the next one is, do I have Wi-Fi? Yes, I have Wi-Fi. Do I know my password? Yes, I know my password. And the next one is, do I have a ladder? Now, I don't need a ladder. I'm 5 foot 16 inches tall. I can reach anything I need to reach, but it won't let me go past the screen unless I lie and say I have a ladder. So I'm going to do that. And then do I have the tools to mount the hub to the wall? And I'm kind of ahead of myself here. That's already mounted. So I'll just check that box. And the next one is Bluetooth enabled on my phone. Yes, it is. Is location enabled? And yes, it is. And then click next, or I'm ready. The next step is plug in the hub, and there should be a blue light flashing on it. And anyone who set up Bluetooth is familiar with that pairing operation, and probably also familiar with the fact that it always seems like it takes longer than it should to pair. Now, the Bluetooth is only required for the setup. After everything is all configured, the Bluetooth connectivity is not needed. Everything operates through the cloud, I guess. Now it's asking for the router information, selecting the network, enter the password. And then there's a few steps to pair the door sensor with the hub. And that procedure is simply pull the tab out to activate the battery and then press the button to start the pairing operation. When you hear the beep, that means it's paired. And next is some very detailed instructions on mounting the door sensor to the door, and probably more detailed than it needs to be. All they really need to do is just say, pull the backing off the Velcro and stick it to the door and make sure that it's the correct orientation. And the final step, or at least the final step to make it operational, is to program the hub to the head unit. And this is essentially the same procedure that you'd use to add another remote control, because essentially that's what this is just another remote, except that it's got telemetry, and instead of having a physical button, it gets us commands via Wi-Fi. And apparently it's a universal remote, as it works with all of these brands of garage door openers. So you select which brand opener that you've got, and then also what color programming button you've got, and then the app will do the rest. And at the end here, you have the option to rename your device to whatever you like. This screen gives you the option to add a second device, and again, this is my second device, and my concern about the first one being at a different location, having some sort of a conflict, were apparently unfounded, as I was able to confirm that that first one is still working just fine after adding this one here. Everything just works on the cloud, I guess. And here's how it looks on the app. Just swipe left or right to select between the two garage door openers. It's at this point in the procedure where they actually instruct you to hang the hub on the wall, and they're pretty detailed instructions. I don't think most people probably don't need this level of detail, but one of the things that's stated in here is to have this unobstructed at least 6 feet off of the floor. And I don't think it has anything to do with transmission of a signal or anything, but probably more the fact that it's got a strobe on it. Because when you use the app to close the door, that strobe will flash for about 5 seconds or so before anything else happens to warn anybody in or around the garage that that door is about to start coming down. So that 6 feet, I guess, probably just minimizes the chances of that getting blocked by like a garbage can or something else that's in the garage. And as you can see here, the app shows whether the door is open or closed and for how long. And under users, I'll go ahead and give permission to family members to have access to that unit as well. So this is great. I don't need to turn around and go back home if I can't remember if I shut the garage when I left. There's also the option of the Amazon Secure Delivery, so drivers can leave your packages in the garage instead of on the porch. And most importantly, if I've turned in for the night and then all of a sudden realize I left the garage open, I can close it without getting out of bed. The system works great, and the install was a snap. Only took maybe 20 minutes. That doesn't include the time it took me to relocate the hub to the ceiling after I changed my mind about the location. And yeah, I did need a ladder for that part. When I went looking for this Wi-Fi conversion, I was expecting to pay somewhere between, say, $30 and $50. I was pleasantly surprised that it cost less than a replacement remote. I'll put a link in the description. Nicely integrated Wi-Fi unit, so hopefully I can add a second one. Will you guys get hearing? Get out of here.